coming to the stage, Nick Goodall, who's going to be doing some poems about trains. Round of applause for Nick, everyone.
No, don't bother microphone. No, microphones are for people who can't speak out loud. Look, sorry, I'm oppressed. I am. Language, you know. I don't know if anybody's seen the list of who's performing tonight, but people have these florid descriptions in their biographies about the prizes they've won, the publications they've had, the places they've appeared, and next to my name it says train poems. Now, expectation management. I don't even have one train poem, let alone plural. I might have a poem about Southeastern's routing to Broadstairs, but that's a different subject matter altogether. I'll only do that one if I'm specially requested. I'm going to give you in my precious 5 minutes. Unfortunately, I can't give you my entire life story being brought up and whatever. I can only do it in 5 minutes. So here's 3 poems. Right, first one. Everybody was at school. Everybody can remember being told they weren't very good at something, and they stopped doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So this is for you, whatever it was, unless your case is still coming up. Right. I am not a painter. A real painter said I ain't. My technique is not as distinguished, and yet all the same I just paint. I am not a writer. A real writer wrote me that, but I put down so many words they come with ease like chat. I am not a singer. A real singer sang to me, but in the shower I don't care and I forget my fear. I am not a dancer. A real dancer mocked my pose, but I move to the rhythm though and I feel it in my toes. I am not a poet. A real poet wrote a verse. I do not have a self-published book coming out and my lines rhyme. I am not an artist. A real artist makes real art. It's not for me to self-label and put horse before the cart. I am though quite contented, because I do not give a fuck. Which means I'm not a fucker, but I have been known to fuck. No. Okay, changing the subject slightly. Mothering Sunday, recently a Hallmark holiday, and I'm going to put, so I did a degree in 1843, and we learnt this phrase called primary caregiver. Right? You understand what I mean? But, Hallmark, too many letters, put mothering. So this is a little bit, this was about my mum. I couldn't be a mother. Hell, I'm not too sure a dad. When I reflect on how mine did, it worked out not too bad. She didn't have a manual or guidance from her mum. To mother was unnatural when managing her sons. She got us all to adulthood. The rest was down to us. Her influence is permanent. She put us on life's bus. Her past informs our present, which is not set in stone. We work with what we're given, then decode all we were shown. If we miss the mothering, it spurs us to do more. Learn from mistakes and other things and even up life's score. So if we have a chance or 4 to help in raising children, forgive yourself inheritance. Keep working at decisions. I went to see one of the living legends in modern poetry live. I'm not talking about what?
You said not Pam Ayres.
Yes, it was Pam Ayres. A lesser known disco hit. Now, I did see Pam Ayres, and she's a remarkable woman. And I wrote a poem about it, and I'm not going to do that one. Instead, I'm going to do one that I wrote in the style of Pam Ayres, a true story based on a journey through Wiltshire, where late at night we nearly had a collision with an unspecified animal. But my companion said to me the magic words that turned that incident into a poem. So now, by the miracle of transformation, I will become Pam Ayres by way of Benny Hill. Oh my word, I said out loud when I was driving home. Is that a stoat I saw ahead, standing in the road? I rather hope it wasn't, as I think I mowed it down. Might have been a fox, I suppose, not in this part of town. Can't be helped, I'll clean the tires, there's not much else to do. As Mr. Stoat or Mrs. Stoat will never make the news. I expect that you are thinking now that this is not one of her wittiest poems. There's no obvious gag or punchline coming and you think I'd best be going. I wasn't being sweet and rustic enough. Coming over cynical, blasé. There's more to life than my teeth, an old man, but that stuff, it doesn't well pay. So here's to all the trivia that life is mostly made of. When you don't look out for the big stuff, like justice, peace, and kindness, or in my case, a Stoat. Right, do you want the St Pancras Prayer, yes or no?
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Always. Well, this is going to be the last performance of this version of the St Pancras Prayer, because it has been written that it is changing. Dearly beloved, this is the St Pancras Prayer, which may be subject to strike action. This is the new revised Stratford version. Let us begin with thoughts for Ashford and for Canterbury West and the stations on the Dover branch and all the stops in between, especially plucky little Starry. For Ramsgate to travel through Herne Bay, high speed via Faversham be thy name. Thy Rainham come, Strood will be done, in Chatham as it is in Rochester. Give us this day our Sittingbourne, and forgive us our Westgate, as we forgive those who Birchington on sea against us. And lead us not into Ebbsfleet, but deliver us from Margate. For thine is the bubble, the chest-filled and swell-cliff. For Broadstairs and Dumpton, Gravesend. Thank you so much.